Well, to make the response and stimulus more fun, I've taken some examples of Tom and Jerry. So here, as you can see, there's Tom and Jerry, like it's just completely dedicated to food. So they both are really hungry and they are eating something. So what do you understand by stimulus? So stimulus is the external environmental changes that happens throughout the animal's surroundings. So in this case, here is Tom and Jerry who are very hungry. Now, response is the reaction to the stimulus. If you can see in the third picture right below just where Tom and Jerry are drinking the milk, Jerry's brother is asking for milk or asking for food. That's the response. So when you're hungry and that's the hungry or something being cooked is the stimulus, and then the response to it is eating. Now, coming to a few more examples. Now, if you can see here in this particular gif, Jerry is in the bath and Tom is, coming in and to harm it. So, what's the response of Jerry? That's the stimulus. So, he senses danger that Tom's going to do something, and then stimulus, you go hitting Tom. Now there could be simple stimuluses also. Stimulus such as a dirty house. Here we can see Tom cleaning the house, and that's the response to the stimulus. So now there's a particular connection between the stimulus and the response. So this is an information that is passed from our brain to our body. So it's detected by a receptor and then reacted through an effector. So this information that is carried in the forms of tiny electrical signals called nerve impulses. We'll study about this a bit more in detail later. But if you can see now receptors. Now here I've given you multiple different examples of receptors. One with Tom's eye. Tom's eye is blinking, so that is the retina. It detects the kind of sound, detects the external environmental changes, that's the energy, so it detects the light energy. Then if you can see Tom singing, that's his sense of hearing, as he's also playing the violin. He also understands the sound. And then the organ of the ear, he can hear it. And then taste, if you can see Tom is drooling and so that's the taste. Also there's another thing, that's the sense of smell. The smell is also there. And then if you can see on the funniest one where this dog is licking Tom's face, that's the sense of touch on skin. So there's just touch, there's a pressure on Tom's skin which helps the brain to understand what is it. Then the temperature, if you can see the dog is shivering, so we understand that it's a temperature change, so it's cold, that's why it's shivering. And then there's this, if you can see if Tom's burning, just flames out, and that is the heat, that's the taste that he senses. It's very spicy, and that's what his reaction is. Now coming to the effector. Effector is the organ that senses and receives the signal from the brain and produces the effect. So right after the receptors have done getting the energy, it has to react on it. So effector does just that. So if you can see in all of these scenarios, Tom's being bitten by a shark, so what's his effector doing? His muscles are moving very fast, his hands are moving very fast, so he can swim faster. Then there's again this dog who's going to be biting, and the first reaction of Tom is to throw the pie. Then now two things are very scary, or something's going wrong. You can see Tom's eyes bawling out and his jaw dropping. That's also effector. Now coming to how does this receptor move or work. So receptors convert this energy that is received into electrical impulses, like we learned before, and then it is used by the brain to detect it. So as soon as your brain detects it, it just goes through your coordination, that's the complete coordinating system, and then the effector collects that information and then produces the response. So this is the whole stimulus and response reaction. So it goes through a stimulus, a receptor, a coordination, then the effector, and then produces a response.